WUB Network, America's sports leader, is proud to present the Progressive Cup Series. We are live from the Yonkers Raceway in Westchester at Empire City Casino for the Duane Reade Big Apple 400. First, let's send it to Ed and Tripp for the Nabisco pre-race show.
From inside Empire City Casino in Westchester County, New York, hello and welcome to the Nabisco pre-race show. He's Tripp McGinnis. I'm Ed Kalengi. It's the first elimination race, Tripp.
Yes, it is. 4 dreams will be crushed after this one, and we come to quite the interesting track to settle it. Remember, you can't run the middle lane in the corners here. There's no asphalt there, just dirt from the horse track. We're going to see some interesting lanes used today, and with rain on the way, there's going to be a lot of take and not a lot of give. Hendrick's been really fast. They got 4 of the top 5 spots in qualifying, and they'll need a good run as we take a look at the standings now with both Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr. out of it right now, as are Kurt Busch and Jamie McMurray. Only 2 drivers are locked into the round of 12, those being the Kyle and Kyle show of Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. It's going to be a crazy day today, Ed, and it's just going to be a lot of wrecking and a lot of bouncing off each other, tight racing.
It will indeed, as you said, Tripp. Don't expect these drivers to play nice. Now it's about time for our Subway selections. Tripp, who's your pick?
Well, I got to go with Mr. Clutch, Jimmy Johnson. He desperately wants that 8th championship. He's going to do all he can to move on to the next round. Johnson will earn the sweep in the Big Apple.
Brad Keselowski was strong here in race 16, but fell late. He'll come back for his 3rd win of the season. Now off to Eddie Kalengi in the booth.
Thank you guys, and welcome to Yonkers Raceway. Right now it looks pretty good, but it's going to rain later. 39 drivers ready to battle. Let's see our drivers to watch for. Chase Elliott starts on the pole for the 3rd time this year. He's going to be a factor. Jimmy Johnson, his teammate, had issues at Martinsville, needs a good run today. How about Casey Kane, a 2-time winner here, is not in the playoffs, but his highest starting non-chaser in 3rd. Dale Jr. might need to win today to move on to the round of 12. Kurt Busch is also in a tough situation. There's Landon Castle. He's currently in, but starts way in the back. Now, the command.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal. He's in the Songwriters and Rock and Roll Halls of Fame, an American legend, John Fogerty.
Rock and roll! Drivers, start your engine!
If John Fogerty doesn't get you amped for a race, then I don't know what does. Let's see our starting grid and see where all the chasers and everybody else lines up. In row 1, we've got the Hendrick teammates, Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson. Row 2 is Casey Kane, and the only non-Hendrick car starting in the top 5, the 42 of Kyle Larson. Row 3 is Dale Jr. and the highest starting Toyota, the 18 of Kyle Busch. Then row 4, you've got Brad Keselowski and Jamie Rockwell, the 2 highest starting Fords. Yeah, heading back to row 5, we got Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Blaney, both decent on points right now. Row 6 is Denny Hamlin, not a great race at Martinsville last week, and Kevin Harvick. Row 7, Jamie Mack and Ricky Stenhouse, a pair of playoff drivers. Then in row 8, we got Eric Jones and Kurt Busch. Now we move to row number 9, and in row 9, it's Daniel Suarez and Joey Logano. Rounding out your top 20, it's the 3 of Austin Dillon and the 31 of Ryan Newman. In row 11, it's Eric Almirola in the 43 and the 27 of Paul Menard. Then in row 12, it's Matt Kenseth towards the back after a good run at Martinsville and Clint Boyer in the 14. Row 13, Matt DiBenedetto, Michael McDowell, decent starting spots for them, judging by their teams. Row 14, KJ Johnson in the 40 and Trevor Bayne in the 6. Then in row 15, you got Casey Mears and the Dinger, AJ Allmendinger. And then in row 16, it's Chris Buescher and Danica. Heading towards the very back of the pack, row 17, Landon Castle, the lowest starting playoff driver, and Ty Dillon. Then in row 18, it's David Reagan, Castle's teammate, and Logan Dreiling making his debut in the 55. In row 19, it's Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 32, and the 15 of Timothy South. And then Garrett Smithley making his debut. He's going full-time in that 51 next season. He starts last. DNQ's Cole Witt in the 23, Greg Alding in the 30. Race facts 20 laps, pit window 10 to 13 laps. Don't run the middle in the corners as stressed in the pre-race show. 4 drivers are eliminated from the playoffs after this one. Now to pit road.
After a strong run at Martinsville, Chase Elliott sits in a good position to move on to the next round of the playoffs. Can the pole sitter finally get his long-awaited first career win?
After a disappointing race at Martinsville, pressure mounts on the fan favorite Dale Earnhardt Jr. today. Starting the top 5 at one of his better tracks, Junebug will look to keep his quest for a cup title alive. Ed.
An exciting battle planned, but weather could play a factor. Rain is on the way in 2 different batches, with the heaviest expected to come before we've completed 20 laps. We can only hope that we can get this one in.
Trip, are you ready? Yes, I am. Rain, rain, go away. Hold 'em, flagman. Green flag. Let's go. Let's roll. Here we go for 20 laps. Hopefully here at Yonkers, Chase Elliott leads them down. Yeah, you see the inside and the outside. Dale Jr. gets stuck in the middle. He's going to fall back a little. Elliott and Johnson side by side. You can still run the middle line here. On the backstretch, there is asphalt. It's Elliott, Johnson, Kane trying to hang up there. Kyle Larson with a great run on the outside. Yeah, look at Keselowski ready to pounce. Elliott will lead lap number 1. Jimmy Johnson is second. Here they come through. Johnson trying to get a run. Larson is up to third. There's Casey Kane in fourth. Yeah, Elliott trying to hang out in front of Jimmy. This is a good battle we see. Garrett Smithley, a slow car on the bottom. Whoa! Around goes Smithley. Contact. Big hit. A bunch of chasers involved, and the caution's going to come out on lap 2. Oh, no. Lots of cleanup after a big mess in turns 3 and 4. Garrett Smithley and the Clemson car involved. As a Virginia Tech grad, I'm happy to see a Clemson car wreck, but not when it takes out a bunch of playoff drivers. Junior and Larson gone. Kane's on pit road and on the crash clock. Let's see a replay of what happened. Something was wrong with the 51. We're hearing that it was a right rear problem. Usually when you have a right rear, you don't spin like that. But watch, he comes back out. Kane Dale Jr. gets hit hard. Who was that? That was Kane who got hit hard in the driver's side door. Great move by Elliott. He made a little contact. Big hit for both Kane and Smithley. Well, we'll restart here on lap 6 out of 20. Jimmy Johnson has jumped out to a great start in this one. Chase Elliott might have some damage from that wreck, but it does not seem major. Brad Keselowski has sprung all the way to third. Yeah, he's got to fast forward. Green flag back out here on lap 6. Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Keselowski, Truex. We see some guys getting aggressive here. 3 wide back there with Stenhouse, Busch, and Harvick. Yeah, 3 chasers back there. Jimmy Johnson, Elliott, Keselowski. You see Jimmy Johnson drifting towards the bottom, trying to hang his line. Yeah, it's starting to rain out there. Yes, it is. Caution's out for rain. Yep, there it is. Caution waves as the rain begins to fall. Well, we knew it was coming. This has been a great race so far, but we're under a rain delay. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. We had a good race going. Jimmy Johnson's been strong. So has Brad Keselowski, Trip. Yeah, I mean, they've been great to watch today. Coming back here inside Empire City Casino, where it is dry. Trip, you've enjoyed the race so far. Ah, yes, I have. That one wreck with Smithley really stinks for Kyle Larson and Junebug. Junebug's definitely out. Doesn't hurt Larson. He was already locked in. Well, we got to hear what these other drivers are saying. We're going to send it down for some driver interviews here. First, it's Ed.
Jimmy Johnson has been on his game today. Jimmy, do you think you can hold off this field when we go green?
Well, let's hope we can just go back green. It's raining hard, and Chad said there's more on the way. But yeah, I love the way our low Chevy is handling right now, and most of the people behind us made some contact in that wreck, so getting some time to stretch, regroup, and get back out there should benefit us in hanging on to this one. Brad Keselowski's been strong all day and has climbed to second. Do you think you have something for the 48? You know, I hope so, Kirk. We've gotten some time to study his lane choices and try to mimic them and get his speed, but he's just so fast. It'd still be nice to get a win, even though we don't really need it. Kirk, that wreck, I'm just happy to have this Auto Trader Ford in one piece. That was crazy. Best of luck. Thanks, KL. Thanks, guys. We can only hope this rain starts to let up. We'll be back after this commercial break. Shut up! It's good! It's good! Duane, wait! Oh, it's stripped by LeBron, and LeBron the other way! Look out below! Oh! Welcome back. We take a look at our Yonkers fan predictions. Trip, who's your picks right now? Well, I like Charles Robert with Jimmy Johnson. Truex has looked strong, as has Keselowski, so Tim Hortons Cup Series, Freedom, Team Hunt and Everything Gaming looking good. NASCAR Kumon Cup Series with Kyle Busch. The only one is Aaron Bob with Dale Jr. The rain has stopped, at least for now, so we're ready to get back on track. Cars begin to roll off. Let's send it to Debbie Daniels.
Guys, it's official. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will never win a Cup championship. Dale, a disappointing playoffs and a bad wreck today. Walk us through what happened.
I just saw all the way on the bottom some lap car absolutely out of control, and then I saw him slide up the track, and when Casey checked up, I had nowhere to go. Wrong place, wrong time. It hurts, but I'll root for Jimmy and Chase, and hopefully we can get one more in the win column. We've got 6 more chances.
Back to Eddie and Tripp in the booth.
Thanks a lot, Debbie. Now we're ready to restart at lap 11 of 20. It is an official race trip. Yeah, and there's more rain coming. We see all the black clouds. It's going to be coming. Everyone did pit during that interview, and all the top 10 cars took 4 tires, so no real movement. Johnson looks for the season sweep here at Yonkers. Let's see if he can get it done. But Keselowski's been good. Elliott and Busch both remain in striking distance, but remember the 24 does have some damage. Logano's back in 18th, and he's currently just 1 point above the playoff cutoff. He could be in trouble. Green flag, 10 laps to go. Nice restart from Johnson. See the car slipping and sliding a little like that 24. 99 also slides up near the wall. Elliott gets stuck in the middle. Yeah, and that dirt is turned to mud. That's why you just don't want to be there. Johnson, Keselowski, Truex, Hamlin, and Busch for top 5. McMurray moving to 6th. Here they come with 9 to go, and it's getting dark here. Yeah, this rain, I mean, it's not as bad in 1 and 2. It's worse in the backstretch. And I think it's even starting to rain. Good battle for second. We see Truex trying to get in front of Keselowski. There's the slow car, Casey Kane. He's getting called back to the pits because he can't keep up minimum speed. Logan Dryling about to go a lap down. And it's starting to rain out there. Yeah, I think they're going to call the caution soon. And here it is, the rain. And the caution's going to come out here. 8 to go as the caution waves. And it's an official race. And it's supposed to rain now for the next couple hours, supposedly, here. Yeah, this is the second batch that we saw on that radar that Ed showed us at the beginning of the race. So Tripp, I mean, might become official any second, but how'd you enjoy this race? It was good. I mean, I had a good time. I think that we saw some good racing. I can't wait for Tiburon next week. Jimmie Johnson, Brad Keselowski really proving themselves. Going to be interesting to see, though, who gets in. I think Ryan Blaney or Kurt Busch are close. The race is official. Jimmie Johnson has earned his 3rd win of the season. He won a rain-shortened race, then he won Yonkers. Now he wins a rain-shortened race at Yonkers. Truex nabs a 2nd, and a top 5 by McMurray allows him to make it in by 1 point into the 2nd round. What a race by McMurray today. Here's the round of 16 results. Gone go Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney, Landon Castle, Dale Jr. Wow, Kurt Busch won 2 races this year. I thought Blaney would be stronger. See, Rockwell, Logano only made it by 5 points. Pretty handily, guys like Keselowski, Harvick. Larson, even though he finished 38th today, he still was 12 points above that cutoff. Here's your results. Jimmie Johnson, Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski, McMurray, your top 5, then Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse, Kurt Busch, Jamie Rockwell, your top 10, a whole bunch of chasers in there. Then Daniel Suarez, a good run, then Harvick, not that big today, Blaney, Almirola, Eric Jones, Boyer, Logano, Newman, how about Matt DiBenedetto up in 19th, and Austin Dillon. Yeah, 21st, Paul Menard, Matt Kenseth, Malcolm McDowell, Casey Mears, Trevor Bayne, KJ Johnson, David Reagan, The Dinger, Buscher, and Landon Castle. Very back, Danica, Ty Dillon, South Earnhardt all in the lead lap, Dreiling 1 lap off the pace, Casey Kane 3, Larson Jr. and Garrett Smithley all failed to finish after being involved in that wreck. Here's the grid now for the round of 12. Remember, they get those same bonus points they did for the first round. Yeah, right now, Rockwell, Stenhouse, McMurray, and Elliott out. We're down to 12. It's going to be good. I think Jimmie Johnson now is going to be a factor. So our next race is the Schiff Boyardee 525 laps at Tiburon Raceway. Jimmie Johnson celebrates under the covering as it rains hard here. We hope you enjoyed this race. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Eddie Kalegi and at Tripp McGinnis. For everyone here at WUB Network, I'm Eddie Kalegi. We'll see you next time.